Hey, how's it going, Iceman? I've been pretty busy, can't complain. Just been trying to get a bunch of stuff done this week. Although it got hot as hell today. I gotta put on the AC, it might get a little loud. Turn it into a hot box. Hey, Weapon X. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate the work. Keeps me going. It's like putting together a puzzle. Probably one of the more complex repairs I've done in the past. Like I said, I'm sorry if it's a little loud. It's getting hot. Gotta get that AC on. Alright, I'm gonna wrap rope around this now. So, I'm gonna do rope on the handle. It's a little too thick. Probably this one. Next one up. This is going to be stubborn. There we go. Hey, Scott. You know what? Take the whole thing off. No wonder it's got the small one tied into it. There we go. So I got my Storm in the mail. Sideshow did an amazing job with it. I don't know when the hell I'll display her, or if I will at all. Gotta wait for my TV room to be finished. But they did a good job on it. Okay, the way to do this rope without hitting the camera every time. So we're going to start off a little bit of a glue on the top, and then what I'll do is I'll put a little glue on here and I'll just keep wrapping it around, but really tight, like so. Enough glue so it's tacky but not like crazy amounts of glue. Always make sure you have enough rope because you don't want to cut a piece and be too short. But like I said, we're going to start off with a little piece first. Just a little glue. And to make life easier, let it stick out so you can cut it. So it would be better if I wrap it this way.
knife.
Okay. Now you can go small spurts, but if you're fast enough, you can also be careful not to pull off the string while you're doing it. Then I can hit something else. So that should be enough for right now. And then basically just start wrapping it around. You get glue on your finger like I just did. Wipe it off on your shirt. Right. Hey Chris, how's it going? How's the move going? I know last week you said you were moving. Hopefully it's going well. Alright, and now we have a rope axe. Hey raccoon. Sorry for the noise, got the AC on, so bear with me today. Okay, so we got, I think the axe is pretty much done. Except for blood. We'll do blood later. At the end. Just in case I gotta add blood on the base or something. Yeah, it's actually weird. Yesterday was absolutely amazing. I had all the windows open. I went down to the bay, sat down for like an hour. coolest breeze ever. And then this morning I woke up, it was just miserable out, muggy. And then tomorrow I gotta go do a garage sale at my parents', so hopefully tomorrow's a nice day. Well, that's good, Chris. I'm glad it worked out. Yeah, it always sucks getting used to the new setups, but you'll be able to do it. Yeah, we're trying to, my parents are kind of cleaning house. I got a couple things. My cousin and Ann is going to go. Because of my, we live on a busy street. So it's just time to clear out some stuff. And then whatever doesn't sell, we'll just call the vets up and have them pick up whatever's left instead of just throwing it out. Oh, thanks, Raccoon. Yeah, the factory kind of botched it. At least the one that I was working on. It looks like they must have... It was weird. Underneath here, you could see like they put a piece of paper and they hit it with lighter color. But there was all this overspray on top of the underneath the rim of the hat. So I think they must have sprayed it too dark. And then when they put them all up on the thing, they had to lighten it up. So there was this weird overspray all over it. I thought it was a repaint, but the guy told me no, it's from the factory, so. I'm actually getting used to doing portraits a little bit more now. So I've been trying to practicing and stuff. Trying to get my skills up on those. And I also been testing Freak Flex transparencies, especially like on lips now for some portraits. And I really like what those Freak Flex transparencies are doing. So I'm actually gonna probably invest in the Freak Flex stuff a little bit more. Might snag a couple more bottles before they're like $30 a bottle with everything's going on. That's where that hair piece goes. That little hair wisp. Actually, probably should paint that up too. Where did I put that? It's over here. It's this little thing here. So it goes like this. Like that. I pulled it off because it was much easier to work with it than that sticking on there. Yeah, what I'll probably do is paint this as well, so we'll it's glad you kind of reminded me too, because I figured if I'm going to do the hair now, paint that too. I was hoping all the print items came in the mail today before the weekend, but it seems the mail's going a little slow. Well, that's why you guys are here. Also, that Psylocke kit finally shipped, but I picked boat because it was like in a crazy amounts of money by plane. So I figured I'll just do boat and wait like 30 days for it. So hopefully when that gets in, I can start a paint series. Hey Raz. Well, it's a garage kit. It's a full paint up. Well, it's not a garage kit. Well, I asked for a kit of it. I didn't want the pre-painted one. It's from one of the Facebook group stuff. So it should be pretty interesting when I get it. I'm going to try a few different things with it. See how it turns out. I guess I'll do a poll on Patreon if they want the X-Force colors or regular colors. Yeah, the one, I think I showed it. On Picardo. Yeah, the new Psylocke raccoon at Sideshow. I'm not really, I like it, but it's not really into it. I mean, I think they did a good job on it, but well, Raz, there's two Psylocks. The one we were talking about where she's pulling down the dress, and there's the other one where she's standing by like trees and stuff, or I forget. I'll post it on Patreon when I get it, and everyone can vote what colors and stuff. Okay. gonna mask off her boots as well. So I figure we're gonna do like the grayish white on it, because these are all black. So probably won't see that much of the white boots. Also, I don't know if you guys saw Tila shipping from Tweeterhead, and all the preview pics of people's Tilas look absolutely amazing. They did a phenomenal job with that one. Hopefully they do an Evil In soon. I know they said they were. Yeah, you should check it out, Raz. You go to the, I think they did a video on it on the Tweeterhead channel. I know a couple other people have been posting theirs, videos and stuff. It looks great. I mean, I'm not really a He-Man fan, but when I saw the statue, it just looked absolutely amazing. So... Yeah, I snagged it. I probably have to sell it down the line once I start building my display room. But I'm hoping I can keep it and I don't need the funds. But that's the hobby, you buy, you sell. What, raccoon, you just don't have the money for it? Room? Or is it just that it's not one of your characters you care for? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I guess plus with inflation now, it's tough to... Yeah, everything just sucks. Let's just put it at that. Yeah, that's a nice one too. I thought about getting it, but then I backed out of ordering that one. I got too much other stuff that I have to get out the door before I can start picking anything else up. Hey Daniel, how's it going? Appreciate you stopping by. Alright, let's do the hair and flames, and then we'll do the boots. I don't want to put saran wrap on her belt right now because it's very hot. And if you put saran wrap on an item like that clear coat and you let it sit in heat and moisture, when you pull it off, you might stick to it and rip that off. I know the saran wrap won't pull up the paint because it's got a flat top coat, but any kind of clear coat, candy coats, don't put saran wrap on it. Alright, so I cleaned all my airbrushes this morning, so we should be good on that front. I also coated this stuff. You can kind of see it looks a little cloudy. Hopefully you can see it. I sprayed it with the adhesive primer. Sprayed it with this stuff. So this way we can... I think we'll do like a, I don't know, a black paint with a little bit of a purple pearl into it, I guess. Let's get the bottom of this hair going first. Alright, so I'm going to spray surface primer on it. This is Vallejo Surface Primer Black. It goes on fairly smooth like the regular black, but it's got a little bit of tackiness to it. So what I like to do is spray this on this item underneath here, and then I'll spray this on top of it, and that'll kind of stop it from being too tacky. I'm going to do that with the hair. I think I might use a different paint for the flames, but let's see. And then what I'll do is I'll just put this coat on top of it. The reason why I did it underneath is because not really going to go too crazy with detailing it under there, and that'll just help it bond a little bit better. Get this out of the way. Alright, same thing up top. If he wants to come out of the bottle. This stuff gets very, very tacky up top sometimes if you don't clean it. Then we got the little wisp. Alright, there's a couple ways I do Wonder Woman's hair. I usually like to put blue in it. Have you ever seen, I think I have the comic book. Maybe I don't. What did I do with it? My little stack of books that I kind of keep around. Let's see, I think they're, yeah, so I love the way Terry Dodson did Wonder Woman, and I like the way that bluish is in the hair. So I always like to put that blue in there, you know, like how they kind of, but not too crazy. I just like to have that blue tint in her hair. I always liked the way that looked on her, colored like this. So we're going to do a little bit of bluish tint on there. You could do dry brushing, or you can do airbrush. I'm going to do airbrush because I don't want to dry brush it too much. It might look a little weird. Now I'm not going to do the heavy blue. I want to just do it like lighter. So this is a Phthalo blue. They don't make this anymore, I don't think. I'm not really sure. I just had this bottle forever. It's kind of hard to see, but it's got like a purplish blue tint to it. So this kind of not a bad color, but it's very like potent. Like if it gets in your fingernail and stuff, it'll just seep all over. I put it in the wrong airbrush too. Great. Alright, so I'll bring it over in the other camera. You guys let me know what you think. If you want to see more blue, if you like the way it looks. I'm not really sure if it's showing up too well. Click on the light a little bit. So you kind of see what it does. Now if I flatten it, what'll happen is it'll sort of go away a bit. But I could throw a little blue in there. You guys think I should throw? Yeah, it is definitely more purple. Alright, I'll throw a little blue in there. We'll see what happens. Looks like it's gonna storm too. Probably will. Alright, what do you guys think? Should we go more with the pearlized blue and make it look silky looking? Because once I flatten it down, some of it will go away. At least, I mean, it's an experiment. We'll see how it looks. Psylocke hair is a little bit easier. Wonder Woman hair, she's more black, so you can't go pure like purples and blues. But let's experiment with this, see how it looks, and then we can always go back to something else. Yeah, but all the white and gray wasn't the character. That would have been more of the god version of her, where she's got the white hair. And I'll show you guys this on the other screen. So this is with the pearlized blue in there. So you can see it pulls the blue in a little bit more, and it's a little shiny. You can see the blue more in person, but probably not seen it too much on camera. But I left the purple in there though. I kind of like it. I mean, it is the Black Lantern Wonder Woman, so I can do whatever I want. So what do you guys think? Like the pearlized blue, or do you want to think we should go more blue? Or do you think you like it the way it is? There we go. You can see a little bit more with the light hitting it. Yeah, so it's got the blue, it's got the purple, it's got black, it looks silky. I like it. Alright, we'll let it dry a bit. and then we'll seal it. For now, let's do some of the black flames. Alright, so for the black flames, I'm thinking, I do have purple, don't I? Hold on, let me see what I got here. Alright, I thought I had purple interference, but I don't. But I do have a purple pearl. So I'm thinking purple pearl might work. Okay, so because, not saying that anyone is going to be handling the flames in and out of the base, but because it's something you can handle a little bit more than usual, I'm going to use Spaztec gloss black on it, and then we're going to do a little bit of a pearlized purple on the flames. I think purplish flames might look pretty cool. Little hints of it, nothing too crazy. But at least this stuff is a little bit thicker paint. I'm gonna wear a mask when I spray it though, just so it's got the AC on. It's probably gonna blow crap all over the place. I mean, you could use a rattle can too. I mean, I could, but I'm just gonna use the Spaztec out of the bottle. Pour it out too much. Let me get the better mask. And let me turn off the AC. Stuff is potent. So I'm gonna put this mask on. That was a mistake, pouring too much into this by accident. But came out of the bottle. It doesn't have the best caps for the bottle. Alright, so this purple will go a long way. So let's water it down. Wish I had interference purple, but I don't. No, they're just interference paints. It's like they got like interference is like, think of like a seashell, you know, like the inside of a seashell, how it's pearlized. Just think of interference as like that, but it's like very thin, and it could be like more red, it could be more green, more purple. It just goes over colors better than just regular pearl paints. Like if you buy a bottle of interference and spray it over the black paint like I'm doing now, and then do just regular pearl paint, you'll see a difference between the two. Just pick up a bottle and experiment. You might like the way it goes. So this purple, it still makes it look dark, but it's got that pearl in there once it cures and we kind of gloss it up. Alright, so I'll bring it over to the other camera. Yeah, so it's hard to see, but the pearl purple's there. But it doesn't like go so extreme purple on it. It still looks black, but it's got that little bit of hint of purple here and there. So we still got that black lantern power, which is kind of cool. So it's not like as pearlized as the hair. But I'm going to dull down the hair a bit. Or no, I think I'm going to satin the hair. I think we'll satin the hair. Let me put this aside. So satin it won't be flat, but it won't be glossing, like really glossy. It's still a little bit on the glossy side, but it's not bad for this look we're going for. It almost pulls out the purple. It just makes it look blue, but there is purple in there. So it's definitely going to look more Wonder Woman here. A little bit of a nick there. Have to fix that. Alright, so we're gonna do the boots next, but so I'm gonna let these cure up a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna gloss coat them, even though it's kind of almost done, but let it sit up a little bit longer. So you can see when you satin it, the purple is sort of there, but it kind of goes away. That's the weird thing about those that opaque paint that I used. But the pearl blue stays. So it feels like a silky blue hair, black hair, I guess. I think it works for Wonder Woman, you know. Yeah, see, I could see a lot more blue than you guys probably can with the camera. There's still some putty stuck underneath her piece here. Hey, the Doofus Cartoon Show. 3D prints? Not really. I like doing what I'm doing now, customizing, repairing, repainting. I think with so many people doing 3D stuff, I kind of enjoy just my little niche, I guess. Hey Wells, how's it going? And like I said earlier, excuse the noise, I got the AC on. But, alright, so we're gonna work on her boots a bit. Once her boots are done and I touch up everything, we just gotta do the base and then that's it. There's nothing else really. I'll do all the touching up and elements like off camera. That stuff I gotta do a little bit at a time. I'm gonna have to clean up some of her back stuff here. You know, some of this stuff around in here. I'll get all that stuff going when I get a chance. Alright, so like I said, I don't like to put saran wrap over glossed metal stuff, really. So what I like to do is, if I can, doesn't always work, but get like some foam. Put some foam around the item, just so saran wrap doesn't touch the clear coat. And you don't have to wrap it like, you know, like it's going in the fridge to save on food. It could be a little loose. Well, that sounds good, Wells. It's always good to do some hobby stuff. So even though the boots are at the bottom, I still like to make sure I don't overspray up top by accident. So it's always good to wrap up your item, just in case, like, you know, you're spraying here and you're not paying attention and you go upwards by accident and you overspray or spray a color on your other item. So I always just like to wrap everything just to be on the safe side. And like I said, you don't need to wrap it like crazy. Like when I say crazy, you don't have to like tighten it and just loose and just let it flop around, just so there's no chance of accidentally spraying your item. I've learned my lesson in the past where I was like, yeah, you know, I could just spray down here, and then all of a sudden I messed up and I accidentally sprayed the whole upper body. So, yeah, just doing that will make your life a lot easier. I'd rather take the extra step and wrap all this than to screw up this and then have to do it all over again. Alright, so I'm going to spray my base gray on the item, and then I'm going to spray down some white, and we'll see how it looks. And then after that, I got to start doing all the pieces here, the trim, mask all that off, so a little bit of tedious work at the moment. And I want to sand down the base one more time around the edges here before I actually start painting the base. And also, I have to lift it up to paint some underneath of it, so make sure whenever you wrap your saran wrap too, it's not on an area where if you put your hand on there and you're holding it, all those wrinkles go into it like that clear coats or candy coats. I've done that in the past too, and that just makes life hell. Saran wrap is good unless you abuse it, I guess. So I'm holding it here as much as I can without like trying to get it all tacky and all over the place. So I ran out of paint, of course. And I gotta put this over here, get some paint in there, and then hey Rukin, we did some flames, we did the hair, we're working on the boots, finished up the axe, except for blood. We're moving along pretty fast. If all goes well, maybe next Friday we could work on the base and she'll be finished. And maybe I'll have the elements for Giganta, and then we can work on that base too. So depending on next week how things go, then I'll get the Patreons to start voting on Harley Quinn, and then maybe I can spend a day in a garage sanding items down, and I can sand the Harley Quinn as well. Get her going. Now, I thought about doing a texture with this on the boots, but since the boots are going to be really covered up, I'm just going to do a little bit of highlighting with the white paint, and then that's it. We'll keep it grayish like the rest of the outfit. It looks like I need to get another bottle of this. I've been using this Wicked White so much, I love it, that I don't have much left. Yeah, base came out pretty decent. Fits the character, simple. And yeah, hopefully Harley Quinn is get some interesting stuff. Yeah, see, I think that's as far as I'll go with the boots. Don't really need to. You know, I'm gonna do like an old metal on the tip of her boots. I think I'm gonna add a little dirt to the bottom of it. Yeah, we don't need to go crazy with these. Be like gray like the rest of the outfit. So I got some burnt umber here. I think I'm gonna do a little bit brown. Brown. I'll add a little black into there too. Darken it up just to give it a little bit of a old look to the bottom of the boot. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit. And I think the bottom of her soles will do black, I guess. Just so they're kind of dirty, and I'll spray a little far away, splatter. This way it's not perfectly clean. There we go. A little bit extra to it. once I get her done, I'm gonna put blood on the axe, but I'm not sure about the rest of the item yet. Maybe once we see how she looks in the begin when done, with a little blood on the axe, we'll see if everyone wants more blood on it or less or none. Kind of try to do a poll. I think whenever I like to add blood to an item, I want the item to be completely finished first. Because if you start adding blood on an area before you do anything else, it wouldn't make sense if blood is splattering just at the foot, but you have blood over here and not here. So it's one of those things where blood should always be at the end, but you got to be careful because if you screw it up, you screw it up. Like if it's a zombie or if it's like a Walking Dead character, usually they're so messed up and dirty you can get away with mistakes. But since this is more like a superhero clean item, it's very tricky. I like to think about the item when I do it, you know? I don't like to just like splatter something here and then it doesn't make sense if it's here but not over there, you know? See if we can do without the AC for a little bit. Yeah, so back on to saran wrap. I would try never to leave your item masked overnight. Unless you have to. But if you have saran wrap wrapped around an item overnight and say like it gets hot or it's muggy or whatever, the next day when you pull it up, you might start leaving marks in your item. Now you can see on her legs too, another thing I've learned. Alright, so you see how I wrapped it around her legs? I wrapped it around easy. Like it's kind of a pain in the ass to find the part, you know. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky, but it's there somewhere. I'll find it. All right, yeah. So when I wrap it around her legs, like when I wrap it around, I don't taunt it and I don't like go like tight and hard like that. I just kind of wrap it around the item and let it breathe. Because if you sit there. You see how I'm doing it to the silly putty, right? And then when I pull it off the silly putty, you can see all those marks. You know, maybe, yeah, so you see, like, if your silly putty is like this, right? And if you take your saran wrap and you friggin' tight it and you wrap it like you're, you know, you're trying to suffocate it. If you let that sit for a few hours, when you pull that off, see all those lines in your silly putty? That'll actually start putting lines into your paints. So whenever you wrap saran wrap, just go nice and easy and just wrap it around. Don't stretch it and like go like that. Also, silly putty works great, but if you leave silly putty on an item for a few days, I've noticed that one, it'll sag if it's like hot weather or it's like a hot studio, and it could actually start pulling your paints when it sags. Or two, you see how this mark is here like this, right? Sometimes, you know, finger oils, oils in your silly putty, depending on what paint you use, could actually leave like a mark. So when you rip this up, you can actually see like a mark here with the silly putty. So never leave your masking on for more than the session you're doing. You don't want to sit there and have to deal with all that crap. Also, too, one thing, if you guys ever want to save some money, I always buy this stretch tight. This is stuff that I've been using for years. I just bought another container, 3,000 square feet. Basically, so far I found that this stuff works pretty well for the statues. And I've had this box now for 4 or 5 years now, and I'm actually running low on it now, so I had to buy another one. So you get these off of like Amazon, or if you could find them in your store. But I've been using this over and over and over for all my stuff, and I haven't had an issue other than wrapping it on candy coat stuff. Alright, so I'm going to have to do a little trim here. And then I'm going to have to do trim on all this stuff, but I'm going to do that another day because I just painted this and I don't want to handle this item while trying to do all this stuff. So I'll have that done before stream. So like right now we're coming down to stuff where it's all this little tedious stuff, and I don't like to do everything in one session. That's how you make mistakes. So that brush is shot. Yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing is... Yeah, alright, so I think... yeah, I'll put the hair wisp in another day, separate. Hold on, give me this thing doesn't want to go down. Come on. Looking pretty good. I did do her, I just have to kind of spray this stuff down. I did do her flaps. So you can see how the flaps look now. So I got some little tedious stuff to do. But I like the way that's looking. Gonna gloss coat the flames. Damn, it's getting hot again. So let's gloss coat the flames, and I think I'm gonna work on something else. Yeah, she's coming together pretty good. I like the way the axe came out with the handle here. Yeah, see, it's kind of hard to do stuff like this on the streaming camera. Because I'm going to have to sit there and I'm going to have to do a black line on top, turn her over, do a black line there, then mask it off and spray it. So all that stuff I'll do like when I'm like working during the week. But we'll come back and hopefully a lot of this will be done and I can start focusing on the base. I'm gonna let this stuff cure up a little. We should probably be able to spray it pretty soon. I actually want to spray it with car paint. I think it'll work. Let's test it out. I'm gonna test it on the smaller one, because the car paint will be glossier. So this is the Duplicolor gloss. You gotta be careful sometimes. Depending on paints, they could crack your item. So let's spray a little here. Just want to double check. double check and go slow. Make sure there's no... Alright. Looking okay. If it cracks up, well then cracks up. But I don't think it should. It would be doing it already. Alright. Stinks to all hell, but it's coated. Hold on one second, guys. I just got an email I'm responding to. Just gotta get this out the door. Have I ever used lead? Yes, I have used lead to weigh down items underneath the statue. So if you have a base that's kind of toppling, you can Dremel underneath the base, throw a bunch of lead in there, and then seal it up with some Aves, and you're fine. I've done it on plenty of my busts and statues to make sure things don't overdo it. Or if you want a base that's just a lot heavier, you can just get some fishing weights. Go over to like Walmart or something and buy a bunch of cheap fishing weights. Alright. I'm just gathering myself. So, since Giganta is pretty much waiting for 3D elements, and also Wonder Woman is kind of in limbo, I was thinking how about I paint this up, at least his skin tone. So I'm gonna post this video this Sunday. This is a giant man bust I'm working on. I don't know, you guys want me to paint the skin up on him for now? Because Wonder Woman's gonna, I gotta do all that tedious stuff, so I figure I'll do that off camera. Get it ready for next week. I figure I just gotta paint the faces, at least the skin tone, just to kind of get something done, and it's just going through the... There we go. I'll have all the information in the video. It's fairly simple kit review, but this is skin tone and the two heads. One's masked and one's unmasked. I'm just painting it for a client, that's all. Nothing more to it than that. So this is a bottle of Garage Kit's Dark African Flesh, and sadly I think it went to shit. I'm thinking it's all clogged up. Sadly, some of these paints have a shelf life. And we're gonna find out right now. No, I think this bottle's okay. I don't think it went bad. If it was bad, like when I pull this out, it would stick to it like crazy, but it looks okay. I don't know if I like the color though. It's kind of a weird color. I have one other color here. No, that bottle's probably bad. Damn it. Alright, screw it. We're gonna paint this up. I wanted to do it today, it just ran out of time. So you guys don't mind, right? Alright, here's the bottle. This is a medium African Flesh from Garage Kits. I think this is a good base color. See how it's kind of splattering and not really coming out? It's because the particles in here are shit right now. So It's got a lot of green in it. Not a total fan of it. It's good base though. Yeah, you want to use blues, purples. A lot of people like the green from Garage Kits. I'm not really a fan of the green too much. I try to go for the mocha skin, you know, like you see on those, like if you go on Instagram, all those girls that have that crazy mocha glamour shots. So heavy green, medium color, but it's not a bad base. So what I like to do, if I remember correctly, the way I used to do this, so where is my purple? So we got deep violet here, which I don't know if I have a lot left in here. So we're going to take some of the dark African flesh, and then we're going to take some of the purple. And then I'm going to put some of my burnt sienna hue and mixed in with it, just to get a darker color shade. I don't care about spraying too heavy right now, so it'll all get toned down. It's got a lot of wrinkles to pull out in the skin as well. So this one has the mask. So I think what happened is the base coat I did kind of clogged up the brush. Even though I'm spraying the eyes, the mask is there, but it's good practice just to kind of get every spot. Now the only problem with the chest piece is it's got these things here, so they're kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. So I gotta make sure Alright, so I am actually running low on a lot of that garage kit stuff, so we're gonna do a little bit more Freak Flex. So this is maroon tint. Probably should shake it up a little bit. Kind of taking down the heavy green from the base color a little bit, adding red in it. These Freak Flex colors are really, really nice. The more and more I use them, the better. Hey Chris, hey Raphael. I was doing Wonder Woman. She's kind of like in a limbo at the moment. So I figured since I gotta paint this up for a client, I do a little bit skin work on him. This is a, was it Goliath? I think it's Goliath, right? Or Giant Goliath, I think. I don't remember. Alright, so this Freak Flex stuff is nice. So we're going to use some, what color we have next? Brown. Alright, we got a purple tint. So we're going to mix a little bit of the purple in with a couple drops with the red. Give it a little bit more shadow in some areas. I don't know how well you guys can see. Just kind of adding some layers. This is sort of the kind of same process I did when I was painting the Savage Land Storms. So no black paint whatsoever, no browns, just pure purples, reds. And that's all I'm doing so far. Alright, so do a little bit of highlighting and then we'll pull it back down. So we'll water down some of this, put a couple drops of the base coat in, do a little bit of water on there, one drop of this brown, and then let's put a little bit of the maroon in there. So that gives me kind of like a nice greenish, well not even greenish, sorry, like an orangey reddish mocha color. So it's not crazy little spot over here. I have to Alright, so it's got a, like I said, the Garage Kit Colors has got a nice green tint to it, but I'm not really a fan of it being too greenish. So this is a P3 Flesh Wash, Formula P3. It's a really nice color. Actually, I have one open already. Where is it? Wait, do I have one open? I do. Alright, so what I like to do is kind of, this gives it like that orangey mocha color that I was doing on the Storms. This color kind of creeps up on you if you're not careful and you spray too much. So it's like I'm doing a wash on it, but without like coating the item with a brush. So I'm just kind of spraying it nice and even, I guess. The only thing that sucks about this is skin and this is skin, but the head is kind of cut on the skin. I don't know why they did that, but nothing I can do about that. Yeah, this kind of gives it that mocha color a little bit more. It really does creep up on you if you overspray it. I'll show you guys in the other camera probably a little better. So it's kind of a little bit dark right now. Gonna kind of do a little bit of light work on it. So let's water down some of the original color. Alright, what I usually like to do at this point when I'm doing skin tones is kind of hit it with some Testor's Dull Coat. Sort of kind of helps melt the color, especially that P3 formula. It really kind of brings it out a little bit more. For some odd reason, the Testor's Dull Coat helps blend it, but the Testor's Dull Coat will destroy some paints, so you got to be really careful. It really can mess up certain brands, but I've used these enough to know that it's not going to kill them. Alright, so what we can do is we can take some of the garage kits. I had a light African flesh, but I don't think I have it anymore. Garage kits made 3 versions, light, medium, and dark, but I think my light went bad. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. He hasn't got paints in a while, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a drop of flesh in there, just a drop. I'm going to put just a drop in here, and then we're going to mix some P3 formula in there. And we'll put a drop of this in there. See if I get a lighter color. Let's see. Yeah, just a little bit lighter. Now I'm not worried about it's like throwing the color off, because I'm going to do another coat of wash on it, and that should kind of bring it together. So I'm just trying to hit some highlighted areas. Alright, so I think we're good on the highlights. So we're going to take it back down one more time. If I have some of the other garage kits, I think I have enough left. Alright, I think I do. I kind of like to mix up my own colors, what I'm kind of used to so far. The reason why I like the garage kits, it does have green in it, but not too much green. I know green is kind of an important color for it. So this is pale flesh and bright flesh. Now, bright flesh is red, pale flesh is like orange. If you mix these two together in equal amounts, you get a vermilion hue. Now, vermilion hue is kind of like one of the go-to colors back when I was in art school for painting all kinds of flesh. I remember the bottles back then were like $20 a bottle because it was like such a rare color. But if you mix these two together, you sort of get that vermilion hue, which is kind of like, it's not orange, but it's not red. And if the bottle would squeeze it out. Kind of mix it up. So it looks red, but it's got like, it's kind of like the perfect mixture. So pale and bright flesh from Garage Kits is kind of good. So what I like to do is another coat of this, especially in the shadow areas. I'm not worried about kind of spraying a lot in there. Yeah, so like I said, at no point did I use any kind of crazy browns or blacks, mostly purples in the beginning. Sort of what I did with the whatchamacallit, the blade, when I painted that blade kit a while back. I think this is the actual 3D item that was printed, but like I said, when I do the kit review, I'll have information on where you can get a copy, because I think somebody has a couple copies up for sale. I'll be painting a couple random Bowen designs, sort of scale busts for this guy, but for right now I'm just doing this one. Yeah, so I think he sent me the original 3D print to paint, but I think there's a couple resin copies up for grabs. I'll try to get the video up on Sunday. Goliath, or Giant Man? Didn't you watch Ant-Man? Remember the guy that they meet up with in Ant-Man and the Wasp? This is that guy from Avengers. Yeah, my lighting is shit right now because it's probably against that, but... So it's really, really shiny right now because it's friggin' still wet. But yeah, so that's kind of, you know, just that vermilion hue, like just getting that reddish orange color and just kind of hitting this areas, the darker areas, just kind of doing a little bit layering. You know, it gives you that that nice skin tone color without it being orange or red or whatever. Now, if you want to make a little bit of stuff pop, you can go in a little bit darker, but sometimes going a little too dark with like purples will a little bit overboard. Just the base enough kind of works. Like I said, my camera work colors is probably looking weird, but it's pretty damn close to where I wanted to go with it. Yeah, so usually at this time, I usually let stuff sit for the night before I even seal it, because I want to come back tomorrow with fresh eyes or something. Well, not tomorrow, Monday, and see what I need to do with it. Usually by adding some pupil colors and then doing some lip color. If I need to do a little lip color, it'll start giving me a better idea of, do I need to go back in and do some stuff? Do I need to use some pastels and maybe bring out the nose and the cheeks or something? But all in all, I kind of think I'm good with where it's at right now. There's not really that much skin to go crazy. But once you add the eyes, the mask, the hair, it'll start to come together. Right now, between the primer, the red in the booth, and everything else, it kind of looks blah. But I mean, looking in person, I could kind of see where I'm at, and I kind of like it right now. But yeah, invest in your P3 Formula Flesh Wash. This stuff has got a really nice color to it. If you ever get a chance to pick up Garage Kit's Pale and Bright Flesh, this is good for skin tones. If you want to go a little bit more Vampirella, you use the Bright Flesh. If you want to mix a little bit more of, like, you know, Jean Grey as Phoenix, and you want the fiery skin, a little Pale Flesh because it's got orange in it. So these two colors are good to really have in your arsenal to really kind of bring out some stuff. I would probably use a little bit of the leather, transparency leather tan from Garage Kits too, but I don't have any. So have a good one too, Wells. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, what's up, the customizer? Yeah, it's so like I said, I know my camera. See, my lighting I need for what I see personally, but I know my camera is probably washing out the color and stuff. But is one of these are loose, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's put him over here. Kind of probably see a little bit better there. Yeah, so I think it's a blue outfit with a white belt, or a blue belt with a white outfit. I forget. It's a great sculpt though. Whoever sculpted did an amazing job. So all I really need to do is tomorrow, or when I come back on Monday, is put each head on here and try to blend the necks together. It's kind of hard to blend them together because it's two separate, you know, cutting skin here is a big mistake. I almost wish that they cut it in here so the head slipped out from this piece over here, but there's nothing much I could do about that. Yeah, but see, the paint's still wet and it's so shiny. Once I dull it down, it should come together. Yeah, it's just, I gotta, you know what, maybe we could try to touch up the neck right now while I have it. See if I can sort of put them together. Alright, so we'll go back to the base color. Some of the burnt sienna hue. Yeah, see, I drilled this into it. I gotta pop this out real quick. Yeah, so whenever you have a cut skin point, you know, on an item like this, you gotta put both heads in there. You gotta try to blend them together. Kind of sucks, actually. So we'll go back to the flesh wash. Kind of. Now when you do that, if you put the other head on there and you try to blend them together, it's kind of a pain in the ass because you're not blending them the other head again. So you got to try to sort of do this, kind of hit this area, hit that area, and then hopefully we're kind of blended. Yeah, it's about the best I'm going to get it. Now, when I come back to it on Monday, if I want to, I could go in with some of my pastels if I need to bring out anything. But like I said, these paints, the transparencies, they seem to stay a little bit wet and tacky a little bit longer. That's why it's so shiny. So I like to let it sit. So we're gonna let that sit for the weekend, and then Monday I can, maybe if I have time, I could pop on my Picardo stream and work on it more. It doesn't take much if you have the correct colors and you want to take your time doing it. I know whatchamacallit, like Sideshow colors, like from the factory, I think they use a little bit more of like raw sienna in their paints mixed with reds. So I think there is a little bit, like I got the Storm statue in the mail, and the head is, you know, really good from the factory, but it's a really darker skin tone. Where this one I kind of wanted to do a little bit more blending in it. So this has got a little bit more of the greenish tint with the vermilion hues. Where Sideshow's is just kind of really like reddish dark brown. It's not a bad color, it's just a little bit too much. But one day I'll have to see if I can make a paint bottle and match that Storm. I'll have to experiment one day. Yeah, see how it, when you have it, you have all this red oxide primer, and then you have this color, it gets lost. But if we take a white bottle and a blue bottle, so like I said, I think it's a blue and red outfit, you can kind of see how it pops a little bit more. Yeah, see the red oxide, you lose it, but when you put your colors on there, you get a little bit more of a nice blend. Alright, so got that rolling. So let's pull off this masking, put this on Wonder Woman. We'll take a look at her. So this is definitely going to probably crack up because it's a couple thick colors on top of each other. But it shouldn't be too bad. So like I said, there is purple tint there, but it's not potent, but it's there. All right. Alright, so we are moving pretty well on Wonder Woman. Looking good. We got all... So I'm going to have to fix the back, some touch-ups. I'm going to have to finish the boots. Next week I should have a lot of that ready to go so we can focus on the base. Get the base going. We'll start talking about adding blood on her. We also have the part over here for her belt. So, that's not big. Yeah, so basically we're just going to use some rope. I'll use the thicker rope. This is just whatever. So basically we'll just take rope and we'll throw it there like that. So she'll have rope on the side. Actually, that rope might be fine just to use that. Yeah, actually, this might be a good scale. So you just got to kind of put it through the hoop there. And that'll be like that. And then her knee pads. Knee pads are all done. I just got to pull off the back of glue and all that stuff. So I'm just leaving these alone for now. But yeah, these are pretty much ready to go. And the flames are all painted up now for the base. Now I do have 1, 2, 3 little flames to do the same colors, but I could do that with the paintbrush at the end. Just go with the paintbrush on that a little bit thicker. But all in all, we're pretty much good to go on her. So I think maybe what I'll do is, even if I do Picardo stream this week, because I gotta do some tedious stuff, I'll get all these painted up. And like I said, we did this at the beginning of the stream, so I put the rope here. Alright guys, I'm cutting it early because I have to actually pack up some stuff for the garage sale tomorrow. But hopefully next week when I come back on Friday, hopefully we'll have everything ready for the bases. We'll get all those done, and maybe most of her will be finished too. And then we can start focusing on the Gigantus base as well. And then I can start getting Harley Quinn voted on as well. So thanks guys, I appreciate it. Have a good weekend. And like I said, sign up on Picardo. I'll try and do some streams next week as well. So have a good weekend.